chat. Oh, hey, there we are. I like that. Oh, nobody's. Oh, whoa, so big. I like when it's over on the side. How do they make these things so nice? Okay. Multiple participants can. Oh, that's fun. It's really cool. Your screen. See if I can exit the full screen. Mirror. Is there a... Stop. Yay! Let me find my screen. Yay! Admit. Yay! It's live! Hey, I like your hair.
Wait, I can't hear you. Hello? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Okay, hey.
Sorry.
All right, that was like a lot. That was so much fun. We needed to go out so bad.
What beach were you at?
Rocky Point.
Oh, you were far.
Yeah. I was like, get your shit in the bag. Let's go. They're like, where are we going? I was like, stop asking questions.
Did you just go for the morning?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so fun.
Yeah, it was great. It's exactly what I needed.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Gross.
The whole family?
Huh?
The whole family?
No, me and the kids. Spoon had some work stuff to do, and I had to like just move and be around the water.
Yeah. Were there a lot of people there?
No, not at all. And it actually worked out. Like we got there was a group of people, and then on the other side of a pavilion, that's where we went, and there was nobody. We had this whole little beach to ourselves.
Oh my God.
All over an hour. We had blanket and snacks.
I'm thinking for Jackson's birthday, I'm like not taking him to daycare that day, and I was deciding what to do, and I was thinking like, oh, it'd be so nice if we could go near some water, so maybe I'll take him.
Yeah, I think, and so, well, tomorrow's Elias's birthday, so I think we'll probably do something like that tomorrow. Just go like hang, play, like maybe be a little more prepared, because they were in like their pants and the water would stand up their butts. They're like, ah! I mean, but I kept telling them like, just get dressed to do anything. You're like, what does that mean? So like, oh, this is why you said that. I'm like, I'm not gonna keep telling you. Y'all go listen.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. So it was really good. And I had, of course, some fucking fun while I'm there, because it's amazing being at the beach. I got, I'm gonna make a living altar.
Yeah, tell me everything.
Yeah. I've been working on these little aquarium things, and I got today this bowl of like, let me see if I can get a picture of it. It's like seagrass.
Oh.
Like sticks, but there's like actual grass. I scooped it out with the sand intact. So I'm going to try to put it back down in just a little bit of water, because, it was like kind of just in that part of the water.
Yeah.
And then of course, I brought a bucket of beach water so that it doesn't feel like, well, what the fuck is this stuff? It has fluoride in it. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh man, are there like little creatures in it too?
I hope so, but I have no idea.
I guess you'll find out.
I just barely kept enough water, so because I didn't want it to be like soup. I wanted the plant to try to stay there, So like the water seems to be like really drying, and I'm gonna get like once I get off, I'll just get it in the car and then just put enough to keep like a little beach space and see what happens.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. How about you? You doing any intuition building or collecting or anything that you can think of for the moon?
Not today. You know what I was thinking about? My altar from Beltane. I don't know what to do with it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to decide. I feel like I want to burn it. That feels really appropriate considering what it was for. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that for the full moon or the new moon, though. So.
Oh, I would do it full moon. And then I would be ready for new moon to be like a whole, because Beltane is like now, you know?
Yeah.
And it seems really, I feel like, hold on, I've read something about this moon and the releasing energies. I feel like that's something that's connected to this moon specifically, is that, you know, because all the full moons are good for that releasing and letting go.
Yeah.
And anytime you're burning something, that's like, you know,
yeah.
or just like activating transformation more, because, you know, fire is like our most transformative, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really leave a fire unchanged.
Yeah.
Not if you're in it. Anyway.
What did you say? Not if you're in it?
Not if you're in it.
Definitely not if you're in it. That's amazing.
Yeah. I have a phone somewhere. I think it might be lost in the car or under some seashells. I have no idea. But anyway, I was going to say, I read something specifically about this moon. Like, I think it has something to do with it being the last super moon. Mm-hmm. You know, because I'm like, I'm learning like from different like, to me it would make sense that I would learn that it's a super moon and all that, but my head is like more driven on the signs right now, like how I think that because it's going to feel a little different to all of us, and my head is trying to keep me in that space where I'm trying to be mindful of that instead of just like that fucking freight train like normal for me. So yeah, but yeah, so what did you show me your Beltane altar?
Yeah, I put a picture on your page.
Is it, so you have it still together? Because
yeah, it's just on my, because it was just on my fireplace mantle, so it's not like in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna okay. Yeah, I'll burn it. I'll bring it to your house then and burn it on.
Are you cool with that? Is that weird?
Yeah.
I'm way over this, like, not social distancing, because that's crazy. I feel like people need to start like doing things for like life that are safe and not unsmart, and of course evaluating their risks accordingly. But like, I met B yesterday at the park, and I'm like, because I said, you know, you could be 100 feet away, and if I just scream what yoga pose I'm about to do, you'll know what I'm doing. You know? So, but you know, like in reality, we didn't do anything to put our families at risk.
Yeah.
Out in the sun. And I just was like, this is what needs to happen a little bit more. I'm not in a rush to go back and like get back to the grind of making this fucking bullshit money that everybody, which I understand that is clearly a worry for some people. But for me, the worry is more like how we are starting to be regressing socially. Like, people are uncomfortable. Children, like my neighbor's little girl was like terrified that Elias kept throwing something out of the yard, almost like people were throwing fireballs at her.
Right.
And it was real fear, you know, because of what's going on. And I feel like people like, and of course not everybody is going to be able to have the same experience, but I think just as equally as we're saying, do this to stay healthy, like physically, there should also be like, if you're well, go out without a mask for 5 minutes, because going outside to breathe fresh air with the mask, I'm like, there are people walking, they're walking where nobody's around. Like, I'm driving in the car, they're walking, there's nobody else in sight, and they're walking with a mask on.
I know.
And they're younger than me, so I don't believe that they're like asymptomatic. You know what I mean? Like, guys. And I feel like it's partial, this is the cool thing to do, or like, I don't know, and maybe fear, but it's just like, guys, you don't have to wear the mask unless you're in somebody's fucking face. Or in the store, which you're respecting other people's, and it's contained. But outside of the park, take the fucking thing off.
Yeah.
Please suck in some, like, you're breathing in your exhale.
I know, you might as well just stay in your house if you're going to just walk around.
Because,
yeah.
I mean, I know that's dramatic. So, I'm just like so over it. I'm like, guys. And I mean, and people, I know, like, I get it. Like, it's, But that's what the news is doing. They're making everybody feel like, I wish that I could stop seeing all these people putting themselves in muzzles. That's all I see. I see people behaving and falling in line, and it is freaking me out, and I hate it.
Well, I mean, there's multiple ways to look at it, though, right? Like, what if it makes them happy to go outside in their masks because they feel like they're doing something for the greater good?
Yeah, you're right. That is very true. Yes, because if you're afraid to go out at all, but the mask makes you feel safe, yeah, that's better than not going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how Christian is. Like, Christian, we went out and he wears mask and gloves and he has Clorox wipes and hand sanitizer, and like that's what it takes for him to feel comfortable going out. So I'm like, all right,
is he out like every day?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. That's kind of why I opted to just not go out. I just won't go. I'll just get stuff delivered. Because I just I can't. Not because I can't, because I could. But to me, the impact that it has on my emotional feelings to put a mask on for just the sake of it, it does not feel good.
Right.
It feels like, first of all, I realize that it's about passing it to other people that can't fight the same thing, because you can carry the germs or bacteria or whatever we're calling the virus and not have symptoms and still pass it. I understand all that. But if we're actually social distancing, you're not going to get it, though. You know what I mean? It's
right. Like if you're actually far away.
I compared it to this yesterday. Like, one time somebody one day maybe got AIDS from spit one time. And now everybody, like, spit counts. But, it's just like, it's full throttle. And I feel like it went so hard that way, but there was no but. But if you're healthy, you need to breathe some air. They need to say that just as much. Like, and this morning I was thinking, if you're afraid to go out, maybe just open your window, even the screen, and sit there with your face, just looking at the outside.
Yeah.
And letting yourself be, I'm seeing the outside. I'm not ready to go out there, but here I am. My face is breathing air out of a building. I think this in the house and don't talk to nobody. And some people have people, but some people have no people. And I just feel like there's so much fear around what we can't do, instead of saying, you could do this if you're well enough, if your partner is not sick. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to start individually taking stock and say, I'm going to be responsible for my emotional and mental well-being as well as my physical, because I can. Because
yeah.
Some people have the advantage and they're just turning bitter. They're angry. Well, why are they doing this? And it's like, because they're depressed. And if they stay home, they're going to kill themselves. Because if they don't go talk to their friends, they're going crazy. Like, I had a friend kind of confess, I had to go see a friend the other day. And she didn't do anything wrong, but she wasn't going to share that because everybody would give her hell in her head, Mm-hmm. And for some people, this whole time have been doing what the fuck they want. And even me a couple weeks ago, I'm looking at them like, you guys are bad. But like, that's not going to change. They don't really want us to go back for whatever. I get there's so many reasons. I feel like it's easier to just blanket because it's safer, but that's not really the way that humans are supposed to live. And I don't think it's a good long-term solution. Like, I feel like people have to like actually start saying, okay, for my health, for my mental health, because that's just as important, if not more, like, I'm going to breathe outside for just 3 breaths out my window today. And I get the fear of not wanting to go out of the house. So you're right. If the mask will just get your foot out the door, that's great. Maybe the next time you can have it off on your doorstep and then put it on before you walk away. You know what I mean? But you're right. And I know for me, like, I get so like headstrong and it's hard to see that. But yeah, I feel like I'm seeing more of, I can't and I won't, I can't, I won't, and it's just like, and it's making me worried for people because they're going to be sick. When you don't use your muscles, when you don't use your social skills, when you don't use your immune system, deterioration happens just naturally. It's like you lose it. That doesn't came from nowhere. Like, they got everybody in the house using like antibacterial everything. Don't touch anything. Don't breathe on it. And now don't get sick. And it's like, but what happens when you actually go back outside the next day? Like, they should say, do these things, but go in your garden and put your hands in the dirt for 15 minutes.
Right.
Just toss the shit around, even if you don't have no flowers. You have to expose your immune system.
Yeah.
Because you're literally like, you're taking it away, but not beefing it back up. It's like it's like starving your body to lose weight, but not giving your body the nutrition to be a healthy body, just for the sake of being thin. Okay, well, I don't have coronavirus, but now I can't walk because my muscles won't go, and I can't breathe because I've been sucking and you know what I mean? But I don't got the virus. Like, come on, guys. Can we please have a little bit of balance? Like, so yeah. There's that. That's my whole full moon preach. Is like, yeah, I feel like it's what it's saying. Like, it's time to be your individual. The persons in charge are not supposed to be in charge anymore. It's supposed to be us in our own house, in our own body. You get to be in charge of you. I get to be in charge of me. Sue is in charge of Sue. And if Donald Trump wants to tell his family to drink chemicals, that's up to him. We know better. We know better than to do that. We don't need a doctor to say we can't inject Lysol, folks. Come on. And if you don't,
that's my thing. I'm like, Darwin, man.
there isn't a single bottle that is sold that says it's okay to just have a teaspoon once a week. No, it says never, ever, 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 ever. And there was Mr. Yucks everywhere. Like, come on, guys. And again, like, I know there's that. The people are scared and they don't know. Well, maybe a teaspoon won't kill me. You're right. Maybe it won't. God. Wait. Okay. I'm done bashing fear because that's not helpful. But yeah. So let's talk about how to like full moon prep for this moon, and from where we are, like, where do you think is a good place to kind of like pick up as far as like giving direction, maybe?
So I think that we didn't really talk about altars, did we? We talked about gathering stuff.
Gathering, so I think that would be a good idea to just say to, like, you know, to just have it around.
Yeah, definitely. You can talk about that because I don't really do that.
Okay.
So I don't really have things to say about it. And then also I would just say, talking about, all right, the full moon is coming in 3 days. So, you know, like, now's a great time to start preparing with, like, thinking about, like, whatever it is that you want to
lead in with that, and then I'll switch over to altar. Do you feel like you want to introduce that part? Like,
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll go when you're done.
Okay. So really, I was just going to talk about, like, thinking about what is, like, we know that the full moon has to do with releasing things. And so as you've been collecting, like, are you looking up the meanings of these things that you've been collecting? Are you like thinking about what are generally just things that you would like to start working towards releasing? And that can be something that you can, like, work on for the full moon, and thereafter, sorry, Christian has messaged me, the full moon, and then after that, and then you can talk about altars.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, how we had been mentioning collecting things, like, intuitively. And so the word altar also freaks people out. First of all, it's either, like, God or witches, and it feels like there's no in between, but it's so much more in between than that. And I think a lot of people do an altar space without even realizing that's what it is. Like, a lot of times people on the bedside table or on their dresser, they'll have a little space where it's like 2 or 3 items that are just personal and sentimental.
Yeah.
That give them peace. And maybe it connects them to their higher power, bonus points. But, like, you know, people have these things around all over. And maybe it's just, this beautiful picture has to be here. That's sort of like an altar. It's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
Except it's just like, for the most part, we talk about just having it, like, by the computer or by, like, where you're working for the day or wherever you want it to be. Like, sometimes in my older house, I had a space by the bathroom, and you walk by and you could see, and the kids couldn't really be there. So I could see and kind of mentally just check in. Like, I pee enough times, I can check in, just what's up. You know, sometimes it's just that. Sometimes I just blow it a kiss. But it's just like, this is me checking in, and and then that's what it becomes. It becomes a little bit of a habit. And as you're knowing and doing it on purpose, you can, like, tune and adjust it. So, like you were saying, like, why are these things? wanting to be here? Why do I want to look at this flower today? Like, why does this particular leaf or branch or rock call to me? And whether you go into that or not, can or cannot matter. That's kind of your choice. Like, you can look it all up for days. What does this color mean? Because it can do a color, texture, element, what it meant to you when you saw it. Like, so chicken. Do you mean chicken eggs? Do you mean chicken feet? Do you mean chickens because they scratch? Do you mean because they lay? Like, it could be so many different streams just from
Right.
one thing. And like, you can change, just like you were talking about your Beltane altar. And so that's not one you'd recreate or that you'd shift. Do you ever shift them around or play with them?
No, well, I've never done an altar like that before. So, I mean, it has a lot. The reason that I'm burning it is because it's mostly, like, it's got essential oils. Obviously, I won't burn those, but it's mostly just, like, plants from my garden. So they're not things, I've never done anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're things that I love. They're like, it's not like I'm trying to let anything go with them. It's more just like.
Oh, so that's why you were thinking maybe new moon?
Yeah, because it's just like an appreciative moment.
Is there, I wish I could fucking remember what your altar looked like. I feel like it's been 2 days and in my head it's like 30. But so is there any wooden components that wouldn't change over 2 weeks, that they would still look like this?
Yeah, yeah. So the things that I would burn, it's like a red dead nettle flower. Mm-hmm. There's some like stems from rose bushes, but no actual roses.
Are they dead yet though? Because they're probably
not yet.
Those I might save for the new moon and kind of maybe take them out of the water, or if they're in water.
They're not in water, but I was thinking I'd hang them so they could dry.
Yeah. So with my dried flowers, when I do them on an altar, if I were to burn them, I kind of like to let them get their whole life out.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like, fuck this, which I usually don't do that with flowers, but it doesn't, like if it was a bush, of course a wet bush wouldn't really burn that easy. Of course, I mean, if the fire's big enough, anything burns. But, so for me, for that, and especially with it being your first altar, I think it's a really cool way, if you don't mind me like picking that apart a little. It's a really cool way to not only remember the first oils that you used and carry that into your next new moon and even this full moon altar shift. So like say, okay, let me see if I can see any myself. So just say for the sake of ease, here I have a couple of sticks, a coffee lid, and a ring. So now we'll pretend the lid is the bowl and I have these things arranged, right? And they've been here a couple of days and now it's the new moon and I'm feeling ready to release some things and some things I want to carry on. So maybe I'll take part of the altar and put it toward my fire portion. And then maybe I'll disassemble this all together. Sometimes I'll keep a part of that one altar to carry in because it's a cycle. It's always, And then for the dried flowers and anything that kind of lives forever, like a dried flower, they can dry for so long. Mm-hmm. And they can mean things for so long. Like, you could see that bush changing with your next months. And that could be, you're checking, this could be like a 6-month bush. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, if that's your first altar and it's connected to Beltane and like, that bush ain't going nowhere. You ripping that motherfucker. And then you can pluck from it. If you're feeling like, I need a little bit of that from what I had that day, I'm going to take a piece of that. Or I just need it, or maybe once it's yellow or brown and you're feeling that earthy call, put that on your now new altar. So like with the dried flowers, like you were saying, hang them. I love the hanging thing. Some people do that all the way around. Like they'll have a room with just hanging bunches. I have, I don't really have a hanging ability here yet, but I have this basket that I just take all of my flowers and anything that is still alive, but not alive enough to have water or dead enough to burn and get rid of. And I just keep it and toss it all in here. There's like feathers, the sage when it's done saging and burning, obviously, like that. And then anytime, like I'll look through if I need like yellow, like I want some solar plexus energy, or if I feel like I need sunshine in my altar, I'll go find a yellow. Yeah. I got a banana flower rose, you know what I mean? I have a fucking hornet's nest. But there's even a fake flower that I play with the fake flowers because this was one of the flowers from my sister's wedding from one of her baskets that my girls carried in the wedding. Yeah. It's just an orange flower, but this also represents like the sacral chakra and creativity and flowers. So like, you know, but like I got pine cones, like, and I just keep this, and this is kind of pretty just by itself. This is like my living dead altar.
It is
like,
nice.
you know, like it just, and again, you can go as big or as little as you want. It kind of starts and grows, kind of just like you did with the moon. And I know you talked about this, I think in the first one, where it was like, you started doing it and you noticed it, so you did it more, you know, and now you're making your altars and you're about to start burning that shit. You're a witch, yay! So like, you know what I mean? But like at first it's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just writing on leaves, which I want to do that this time. I'm hoping I have a fucking bay leaf. But like,
I'll bring them. I have.
oh yeah, you're coming.
Yeah, I can bring them.
Yeah, you can throw a bay leaf at me. Maybe paper.
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking about this fire. How can we? So we should come. Is this appropriate to talk about now? The full moon, like a share.
Yeah.
So I was thinking. So if you're playing with the altar idea, I think that's pretty much as far as we're going to go with that at this point. Anything goes. There's no wrongs or rights. It kind of changes as you do things. Sometimes a piece will stay on my altar for the whole year. I have some rocks that never come off. My mom rock never comes off, like unless I carry it around. But like some pieces, they're just there for a day. And then sometimes like if I wake up and I know there's something I need to tend to, like I'll put one thing and that's my thing, the thing I don't really want to do, but I know it's good for me. And once that's done, it goes away. You know, it's kind of like a to-do or a to-get-to list without a list. It's just a mindful, this is me, you know, like I'm here, you know, and nobody has to know. Like it's pretty private. Like it could be a fucking rock. Or I used to have a picture, a photograph was just the altar at one point. So it can be anything or nothing. So yeah, I really, really am excited for the full moon. I really think if it's possible, what I would like to do, and anytime anything that you're feeling, I want to know, obviously. But like, I would love it if we could do our fire part and then actually have our Zoom. I think I can set the Zoom up to do it with the fire.
Yeah, that sounds
great.
great.
And then anybody that wants to like be in there, I have a speaker. I can hear you. I will be able to make this work so that we could hear and like share and just like, you know, like the social distancing thing. I'm really trying to keep my shit cool because you're right. There's so many variables. And like, but I really think like if you're comfortable, I would love to like get together this full moon and just like, you know, you bring what you can bring. We'll put the fire like in the middle, I think, maybe like behind the house. If they call the cops, we'll just put it in the yard. That's kind of how I feel about it. And like, you know, we can just have it in the middle and you work from your space. I'll set up 2 tables.
Yeah.
We can kind of talk. And I feel like it could be sort of okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm totally fine with that.
It sounds big, but it can be really, it shifts. You know what I mean? It can seem like we're so close together. And I feel like sending that message right now would mean the whole entire world to me, no pressure. But like seriously, like when you were saying that, I was like, can we do the social distance style? And you're like, social distancing. I'm like, okay. But yeah, like, but I remember, I think you in the beginning were asking me to like do a social distance with the kids. And I'm like, he won't do it. He won't social distance. And I was like so afraid, but it's been over 50 days. And all of a sudden my body was getting angry. Like, and I think we have to start like making time to like take stock. Okay, it's going to be good for me to spend 10 minutes 6 feet away from a friend and light some shit on fire and talk about stuff that means a whole lot. And yeah, I'm excited. So for that, to round it back in, we'll share this and then we'll have the link for anybody that wants to join for the Zoom. I think that's the right thing. Yeah, to Zoom. And then we'll just have the computer outside with us for the fire. And I'll just set the yard up and we'll just work out there. Because I'm sure I can do it in the yard. If it's 2 o'clock, they'll be inside. So we can just have the whole yard space and
the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Do you get Wi-Fi out there? Because I can do my laptop.
I do, and I have a hotspot on my phone.
Okay.
So I can have it all covered.
On Facebook too.
Yeah. And I'll have like I went to yoga the other day. I had oils in my bag. I didn't end up using them. But I had incense. I stuck a couple incense in the grass. I put my speaker over in the other, I threw the speaker over there and I just turned on the music. I made it like a fucking yoga studio in the middle of grass. So I'm gonna like set up a table, maybe just bring your own drink so you don't have to worry about like any of that. Anything that you want, like rocks and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just set it up so that we could just stay like safe and but still do this together. I'm so excited. Like for real. And I have a weird wonder about so I think I'm gonna new moon this. Maybe I won't get too far ahead, but I'm already kind of like thinking into the new moon, because it's always evolving, So I'm thinking a little bit about this release, and I just want to toss it out there. Maybe if anybody has any ideas about like letting go of family members' ashes when they can't get to the place that they want to go, but the time feels important. So if anybody has any really good ideas, I would love to hear that. And is it weird to burn ashes again?
No, that's not weird.
Like that's kind of where I'm thinking, like how, because so I have a small confession before we hang up. Okay. I made some moon water that I wanted to keep and preserve. And I did oils and herbs and bottled it, but not in a way that you jar it, like I put it in there. Well, turns out that's frowned upon. So
what happened?
I don't know. I'm partially wondering if when I tossed a little bit of it in my plants, if that made my plants sick, even though I did it right after the moon. But I just got a message the other day when I was playing with it. I was making some magic from Grace's thing.
Oh, okay.
Not for love, just more for like, stop being, just calm. It was a peace one. So, but I went to open the water because I was like, oh, give me some of this. I was like, oh, the whole energy was like, you're
wow.
No problem. So I was like, you hear me on the video, I'm like, just a little. So I did just a little on the candle, and then I'm getting rid of the rest. So the universe said, Nancy, when you want to, we can make holy water that we will use uncontainered for the duration of its uncontainering. But I am not to trap water and try to call it things that it's not. Because
what did you put it in? Did you put it in plastic?
No, I had jars. I had one little jar.
Like a glass jar?
Yeah, with a lid, like a jarring jar, but I didn't do the whole sterilized, I put it in and like, you could just smell like there was lumps.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh. And in my head, this was going to stay like a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Wow. I've never tried keeping anything for a long time. Or I've done it in oils, but like in olive oil or fractionated coconut oil. And
Do
I'll
you have anything to bring with you to make anything like that this time? Because that's actually what I was told. I'm allowed to do this with oils. But this is not a thing we do with water. So
yeah, or if you do it with water, you do have to just make sure everything is sterile.
Right. So that like
problem.
But then it's like, like perishable also. I feel like I should have had it in the fridge. You know what I mean? I think there could have been many other things happening. Except for growing bacteria. I was gonna this is some blessed bacteria. I'm shut up, Nancy. I was about to say some COVID. Shut up. Stop. Okay. So yeah, anything you can think of tomorrow to bring, or when is it, Thursday to bring? Yeah, let's do that, and we'll like check in. But I want to make, I think I would love to make it like a great big old fucking thing. I was trying to find fireworks, but so far no luck.
Oh, I saw that. That's so funny.
I mean, like in my head, what's the worst gonna happen? They're gonna call the cops. I'm
like, sorry.
No, it can set off fireworks. It's a full moon. Did you know? This is the last super moon, officer.
You have to do it.
It's my religion.
Fireworks are my religion.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Do you think we covered everything? Or is there anything else you wanted to like throw in there, like that we could say to like be ready, or maybe we can make like a checklist. I'll make a couple of notes and you can make a couple and we can like add it. I think I can do add a screen to this and we'll just clip it at the end. Like some ideas, like, just some, if you want to try to make like an altar, or what did I say it? Oh, I called it something the other day because people don't like the word altar.
Yeah.
Like, it freaks them out. But it's also just like a little, like, how people do knickknacks, like it's kind of close to that. Like, like that, Do you remember those Precious Moments ornaments?
Precious Moments. Oh my God.
That's culture shit. Just saying. Like,
I was not into that.
like a blessed little baby doll angel with like all kinds of, there's all kinds of Reiki up in that ceramic. So like, yeah.
Not so into that. So here's what I would say, like, so I think like the things that I feel like are always useful to have are candles, a variety of shapes, a variety of sizes. Like the tapered candles are really popular for like divination or for like intention setting. So have some of those, like if you just have pillar candles, whatever, ideally unscented, doesn't matter if they are scented though, it's not going to ruin your life or anything. It's fun to make moon water. So like get a glass jar of any size with a lid with some sort of like with distilled water in it and be ready to put that outside once it starts getting darker out and leave it out overnight. You can actually do it. So Thursday's the full moon. So you can do it Wednesday, put it out, and then just like leave it out until Thursday.
Okay, babe. Yeah. And I leave mine uncovered when I do that. And I mean, I'm sure like maybe some people would prefer not to, but the one night I did it and it rained and I just felt like it was so cool to like have like God water in my moon water.
Yeah, I love that. And like Nancy's infused it before. You had basil once, which was so good. That was like,
and I don't think anything for that. So for me, I don't do distilled water. I just put a tea kettle on of regular tap water and just boil it. And then when I'm doing the herbs to infuse it, I'll just give the herbs a little squeeze and drop them in, and then just pour the hot water. And then I just let it cool and all that just out. Well, if it's early enough, like now because it's sunny, I wouldn't want to keep it in the sun, but like I just let it cool and then like you said, just put it out and then on the table just like set up because we'll be at the daytime, but we could show people like a setup of like a moon water display.
Sure.
Like you could put a couple crystals around it. You could even like, you could do lots of things there. But what else were you thinking besides moon water?
If you have crystals, the full moon is the best time of the month to charge them. So you can put your crystals out just like literally on your porch at night and let the full moon cleanse and charge your crystals. I feel like those are the big things that I do every full moon, and then kind of the rest is optional. If you want to write down your intentions and the things you're letting go, then you can totally just do it on paper. You don't have to like do anything special, but bay leaves are really fun, I think. And you literally plus you can burn them. So you literally just go to the grocery store and like buy some bay leaves. You don't have to do anything fancy. And then I just use like the fine point Sharpies and I write on them.
Yeah, I'm totally excited to do that this time.
I really like it.
And then I was also thinking with the rock charging, if you have any raw rocks or rocks that you're worried about water, I wouldn't put them out for like the dew, maybe just in the window, especially because like it's really dewy some mornings right now. And a lot of nights it does rain. So like some of my rocks are super porous. Like I wouldn't do that. Like just because I mean, if you truly don't care about the rock changing its properties, that would be okay. But I would just be careful. Like the smooth, more polished stuff, a little bit of water, that.
Yeah.
Or maybe on some minute micro.
Right, but we're not going to.
Yeah, but like, like some of these really chunky guys. Where's that one I just got? I'm in love with it. Well, actually, I got two. I got a blue one here. But like this azurite, it's so raw. Like if it got wet, it's almost like it's an ocean thing. Oh yeah, and look at this motherfucker. I can't wait to show you this in real life. Look at this guy. This is the malachite, and it's so hard to see. I'm sorry. But see how raw and chunky they are? Like they all got, this one even looks soft, like it has fuzz. You know what? What is her name? Caitlin and the lady at Crystals, Candles, Cauldrons. She's like, in Egypt, they used to use malachite for eyeshadow, but they only lived till they were 30, and now we know better. And I'm like, okay. Because you know why? I was like, what can we put in the water and swim in? Like a bath, Because I've been doing spiritual baths. Like, I've taught a couple people to do it, and I want to do it. Like, I want to do that once I can start working again. Like, as a healing session, people come to me, and I give them a bath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like with the flowers, and someone from a cake, and I'm like, so what can I put in the water? Because I know about blessing all around the tub, but can I go in the water? She's like, well, anything that goes in there is gonna have little holes and they're like gases and all that. So I'm like, but is there anything I can do? She's like, I think she said like Shugite or whatever it's called. And I'm always like, you mean Suge Knight? She's like, no, it's not Suge Knight. But that's what I always say. But she's like, as far as she says, that's the only one that you can put in water safely that won't change the rock.
Interesting.
Yeah, like all her cleaning, she like went through this whole thing about like dusting. And that's why she told me, she's like, they used to put them on their face too, Nancy. It's not okay. She's like, put it around the tub, call it a day, honey. Don't put it in the water. So then I'm like, so we can't drink it. We can't swim in it. Because the one lady was like, your vagina's in there. I'm like, no. It's like, good point. So yeah, don't put it in the tub.
Wow.
I do herbs in the tub, herbs and flowers. I would probably check them if you're sensitive to stuff like that, but I've done that lots of times and I've never had a problem. I just had that water experience, so clearly I'm not perfect. So
herbs are another good thing to have too, especially if you're gonna have a fire. I love throwing herbs in the fire
it's
too.
Like tossing in the flames, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like with like an intention as you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I use rosemary. Rosemary is like one of my just always calls to me herbs. So I personally just use, again, crushed dried herbs.
Bring some of your dill.
What?
Bring some of your dill.
Oh, sure. I'll bring dill.
Yeah, I have rosemary and thyme from last year's garden.
Yay.
And we'll just make like a big collective space and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'll bring my dill, no problem.
Yay.
So I think the most important thing though, as we close, is make sure that whatever you're doing it from a place of joy and having tons of fun.
Yeah.
Because that's really the whole point of this. Well,
yeah.
The whole point, but that's a big part of it, right?
If it feels like work, try it a little differently.
Yeah. So don't get stressed out. Don't feel like you have to do anything. There are no have-tos.
No.
Enjoy it.
No. There's like, and people get worried, well, I don't know what I'm messing with. Unless you're like purposely trying to conjure evil. Evil's not just going to show up like, you dialed the wrong number. It's not going to happen, I promise.
You're messing with love and light. That's what you're messing with.
Love and light, bitches.
Love and light.
Witches. Sorry, I keep trying to remember. We're not bitches anymore.
I can be both. It's fine.
I know. I'm like, but I really kind of liked it. But so yeah, I think that's good. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And I'll make like a little like a sheet or a couple little bullets, and I'll put at the end just in case somebody wants like a solid like a checklist. Because I know for me when I was first getting started, it kind of helped like a checklist. Because I'm like a Girl Scout nerd like that, like thinking about all the things like and really an easy way. I like that you mentioned candles, and I always have them and I never work with them. Like that's something I've been liking about watching Gracie Ray, because she does so much of that candle stuff where I lit them and I thought about the colors, but like I never actually thought about making the candle part of the work, and I've had candles in my altar this whole time. But it never really occurred to me but that's the fun of this. Like as you play, it's like, oh, a piece of candy. Now I can write on leaves and burn that too.
Yeah.
Look, now I'm doing, it just grows, and it's like living art that you just play with. And there's no wrongs or rights. I mean, don't drink water after you drink for a week. Don't drink dark water. You can drink the moon water for like 2 days. 2 days, and then trash the water or put in the fridge. Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. There was all kinds of shit in that water. I knew it.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you survived it.
I didn't actually drink anything. I just thought I needed to save it because it was going to be magical. And my higher being was like, that's a magical pile of shit right there. Marty was like, why don't I have Petri dishes? I could see what I was growing in there, Another time. That's unschooling 2021.
You what?
That's unschooling 2021. What Petri dishes? What are those, what are they called? Yeah, mediums or whatever, those blood mediums where you put the
yeah.
Oh my God. That's fun.
Ugh.
Okay. I'm excited.
Me too.
Let me know if there's anything you can think of to add, and then we can make should we just man my bowl of ocean snakes?
You're like, this needs to get planted.
I keep getting wafts of God, thank you for essential oils. So right now it smells like a bunch of sea ass in here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but this is a connection for me because I've been working up a lot of this ocean stuff. The universe told me to work with the saints of the ocean, which of course I heard Teresa and thought they meant Mother Teresa. I was like, I didn't know she fucked with the ocean. No, it's a whole nother lady. Wrong, Teresa. She ain't even got no H in her name.
Oh my God.
But you know, it's something like I didn't know. How do you know? You know, you don't know until you just figure it out.
Yeah, you don't.
I just wanted to share that so nobody feels like there's no place of feeling like you're not smart enough or experienced enough. It's really, we're just playing. And I mean, the elements all have energies and vibration, and that's real, and your feelings are real. That's really all that has to be real.
Yeah.
You know, it's really for fun and for beauty and for checking in and connecting with nature and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I don't think I've been this excited for something in like 50 days, and I'm not even joking.
I know. I feel ya.
Yeah, so I will see you soon, and then yeah, this will be great. Well, I'll edit that first like 20 minutes of me ranting about people not going out in masks. I'll see you later.
All right, thanks.
You know, if you think of anything else I should throw out there, or add or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, and then anything else to have ready. Oh, look, shit balls! I just hurt my ankle. Elbow. I started getting inks.
Oh wow! What is that? I've never seen that.
I don't know. I just need the crystal shop, and I got some stuff to do henna. I'm gonna start drawing on myself.
Oh, fun! You should. What do you do with the inks? You write with it?
I'm gonna use these to. The bat's blood I'm gonna use to burn for COVID. I'm just kidding. Sort of, but not really.
Yeah, I mean.
Right. I mean, it's not the bat's fault, but they're getting the rap, so whatever. And then the dove because purity type shit. So I just got one of each, like a dark and a light. I was thinking releasing, and so I don't know which one. I'm thinking I'll probably use this guy for the full moon. But yeah. And I don't have like a quill, but I bought some peacock feathers, and it's gonna be a quill whether it wants to be or not.
Yeah, I saw the feathers. I loved them.
Because like what you were saying about the bay leaves, but before I forget, you don't have to write the whole thing. You could know your intention and make a symbol like a heart and just say, that's that. And especially with the bay leaf, because I love the idea of it, or even a leaf that you see outside like dry. Of course, the bay has like a whole lot of releasing properties, but if you just want that connection to the earth.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and I just thought when I was thinking about ink writing on my body, that was one thing. I was like, Caitlin, can I put this on my body? She's like, I don't think I can tell you that. I was like, but will I die? She's like, I don't think I can tell you that. I'm like, would you put it on your body? She's like, Nancy, I don't think I'll die, right? She's like, well, it won't stay. I'm like, it don't have to stay.
What's in it?
Like herbs. And she said there were herbs. I can look it up. But she said the reason it's like bat's plug, it's whatever is pulverized and put into it. So these two are pretty much going to be similar colors, she said, even though they're not the same. Like this one is a little amberier. You can't really see where you are there. And this one is a little bit more bright.
Yeah.
But, and she had one that was dragon's blood. These guys were like $5 a piece. And since I've never played with them, like I'm not going to spend it on them, because what if I don't want to use it, Right. But I was also thinking like, because, I have that chicken foot. I was thinking I'm going to take something and use it to like, right.
Yeah.
Play. Because I've been really loving like just the different parts of all of that. Like bringing in the water has been really fun. So yeah, just more of that. All right, I'll stop rambling.
That is so interesting. If you look it up, tell me what's in that. I want to know.
I will. Well, this is pretty much my full moon prep now is like putting together all these pieces and this is what it is. Because I have no idea yet. But yeah, so I'll find out and I'll make notes and I'll try to do it about the herbs because I used to have a little cheat cards from when we had our moon nights and I might still have those for like, eggshells, like new beginnings and those things you can kind of like toss into the fire. Yeah. well, we can kind of cover more. I'll just make a little like cheat sheet and put a couple ideas like, you know, like rosemary. What's rosemary do? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah. But, and you know, bay, like, I feel, well, like sage leaves, obviously sage is a clearing. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of like ease. But, you know, they all have like sort of clearing properties. So you can make it as, you know, as deeply connected or as not. So, you know, because the ink on the leaf is fine, but that's blood, that just feels more fun. You know, like, yeah, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all. It's just playing with it and experimenting and, you know, connecting.
I was trying to look up what rosemary is for, but I can't find it.
I feel like I might have had a cheat of that one, but I can't. I think that, oh, let's remember. I know it's a clearing one. It may be one for manifesting too.
Remembrance?
Ooh, oh, like honoring or?
Yeah. Today, some still use sprigs of rosemary at funerals, and sometimes brides wear rosemary at their weddings as a symbol of love, happiness, and loyalty.
And also rosemary. So rosemary, if you're working through grief, which is a really good thing to mention, not to like bring Sad Sally back, but this is a super grief-ridden moon. And that's the reality of like the human feelings. It's grief from not being with their loved ones. It's grief from not being able to go to work. It's grief from not knowing what to go back to. Like people are grieving their lives big.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I just got chills because I know that's the truth. Like I keep trying that. That's why I got on that rant about the mask. Like in my head, I'm like, please just go live. But it's like, you know, you and I both worked through that space where you're just not there yet. You know, so no matter how many times people shake us. I'm just feeling like, so rosemary for grief, and there's a couple other things for grief. Maybe I'll make a little bulletin about that because there, and whether you can recognize it or not, maybe you just feel sad, but it's grief, guys. Nothing's going to be the same. Some people will never go back to their jobs. Some people are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people are never going to see their loved ones again and they didn't get to go to their funeral. That's a big fucking deal to some people. I mean, no, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, shut up. She knows. I'm waiting for you to just like say something. Like, help me.
I know what you're saying. It's true.
Yeah.
No, I think that you're like, I agree. People, and one of the things I was saying when I was like, last week when I was like, you know, week 6 sucked, week 7 sucked, week 8 is going to suck more. It's like the like understanding of what you're saying, I feel like it's settling more and more with people, especially as other places are opening and it's like proving to be a horrible idea.
Which means it's going to be more of this, which means it's not go back to normal, but it means make private, personal, smart choices for yourself. I'm not going to go back to work, but I should go see a friend once or twice a week and just talk for half an hour. We'll sit in the car and just talk and have a coffee because this is good, but it's a big difference being in the company of someone. And we're not meant to be shut off like this. No, when the flowers don't get sunshine, they die, period. And it's not to be dramatic, but that's what the fuck I am. So like, I mean, I'm a fucking Libra with a Scorpio. Like I'm a lying Libra, first of all. None of my moons are in Libra, but I'm a Libra. So there's all that. But yeah, like I feel it. And I was telling Spoon yesterday, he's like, people are just going to figure it out. I'm like, that's not going to work for me. Like I can't. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make myself crazy because I feel like that's my, you know, like we all have our like purpose thing that we like fulfill. And like, you know, like people, some people's work is for teaching because that's their passion. And some people is for protecting people's rights, like in law. And for me, I'm like, please, fit in the fucking moon for 1 minute and your body and energy and your feelings. But yeah, and it's just, yeah. So, and you know how I get. By 3 days from now, I'll be all quiet and everybody will wonder if I'm still alive because I've gone on my rock and so embarrassed about carrying on like a crazy person. Run around in my underpants or something. And then I'll be quiet, like, okay. But yeah, it's just the way it is. Yeah, cool. I feel like that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely. I love that this is all recording.
I know. I feel like there's a spot where I just kind of want to like upload it to YouTube for people that will just sit and watch people babble. But like for the sake of learning, I really do want to like cut out the parts like, part of me wants to like go through and like listen to all of our minutes and make these beautiful little videos that people can do. But who has fucking time to do that? Like, and do anything else? Like, at this point, I only shower twice a week as it is. Like, if I do anything else, I may never shower. That's just not a priority, you know? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go look up some bat's blood and dove blood and.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about those.
Me too. Yeah. So anything that you can think of from your end to bring, and then anything if you want to write in, because I got a couple things because I don't know how it'll work. You know, I'm just gonna play.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I'll have a couple tables, and if you want to even bring a tablecloth so you can have a whole clean space and like open it up, whatever you feel comfortable. I won't feel offended.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
You guys, I know you guys
if I'm in a spacesuit, I'm just going to laugh. And then
yeah,
I'll
right.
the unicorn head, and then it's going to be a fucking shit show.
Oh my God. I want to get a unicorn head.
It was at Walmart or Target, and it was like $30, and it was like the best thing.
Right? Money well spent.
Yeah, it was like $25 or $30, and it was like, yep, I'm getting this.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The next thing is that T-Rex costume.
Yeah, right.
Around in a fucking T-Rex like a motherfucker.
Yes, you would rock a T-Rex costume.
I know, and nobody would even know I was in there. It'd be so cool. All right, I'll talk to you later. This has been my favorite one so far.
What?
This has been my favorite one so far.
I know.
The energy's so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, we'll get a message out to the ladies. Anybody that wants to join. I think 2:00 will probably be good for other people too. Yeah, it's like a solid. And if not, it'll be recorded. They can watch later. We can like play it back in our private group or whatever. Yeah. Cool. Elias is wearing my boots. Where'd he go? Where'd you going? He's like rogue. Oh, he left. Oh, there he is. Nice. That's a good look. Yeah, he was butt naked at the beach. I was like, this is a good thing about being two. Be naked. Yeah, right? Yeah. Milk that for all it's worth. Right, right. People will get judgy when you're naked. Right, especially because, you know, he's not circumcised. So it's going to be like, what's wrong with your penis? Sorry, Elias. Secrets. It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Respect it. Right. What you got? It's in your eye. What is that? Can I see? Putting something in his eyeball. Oh my God. Oh, is it a piece of bread? Oh, it's a croissant. In his eye. Yeah, look. Look, can I see? Look at me. Elias. You're walking into the basement with a croissant in your eye in the dark? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. You're like, okay, just check it. It's just like, duh, you can't see? Like, obviously, that's what's happening. I mean, you just said it. All right, I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Bye. Say bye, Elias. Bye, Elias. Oh, end.